Hello everyone. In this session, I will explain what are the limitations of a transistor when it is operated as a switch. So, the first limitation is secondary breakdown. Next is forward biased safe operating area, reverse biased safe operating area, power derating and breakdown voltages. So, secondary breakdown is actually a phenomenon which will destroy the transistor. So, there is a certain condition of a transistor wherein for a certain value of current and voltage, there will be accumulation of the charges only in one area. So, it will lead to a localized hotspots which will finally lead to destruction of the transistor. So, when we are using a particular device, we have to see the manufacturer data sheet wherein they will specify the maximum value of the voltage and the current in which we can operate the transistor. So, let us see what is meant by forward biased safe operating area. This is the condition wherein the transistor is in on state. That means the base to emitter junction is actually forward biased. Now, if we name this as A, this point as B, this is C, D and E, you can observe the y-axis is IC and the x-axis is VCE. We give some range to this. So, ICM is the maximum value of the collector current. So, our region AB, okay, this region AB, it will give the maximum value of the collector current for a DC operation. You can see it is for a DC and these are for pulse. So, and in order to maintain the junction temperature to a safer value, we have to maintain the collector current lesser than the maximum value of the current. That is specified by the region BC. So, this region BC, the collector current in this region will maintain the junction temperature within safer limits. So, we need to further reduce the chances of secondary breakdown. So, that we have to reduce the current still more. So, you can observe here the current and the voltage within the region C and D, it will decide the secondary breakdown. The last one is the region DE, it will decide the voltage in which the device can be operated within the safe limits. So, if the transistor is operating in the region which is mentioned by the points A, B, C, D, E, that means it is operating safely with maximum power. So, if we want to operate it with the pulse, single pulse, then you can observe here, this is a pulse duration of milliseconds, this is a pulse duration of 10 to the power minus 4 seconds, this is 10 to the power minus 5 seconds. So, when it is operated with the pulse, so this is the limit of the current and the voltage. So, similarly we have the reverse biased safe operating area, wherein this reverse biased safe operating area, it mentions the collector current and the collector to emitter voltage when the transistor is in the reversed biased state. That means it is turned off and the base current is actually 0. So, whenever the BJT is being used, it is necessary to go through the data sheet, we see the maximum collector current and the voltage it can withstand. Next to the power derating. Derating is the one wherein it will give us the temperature limits within which the device can be operated safely. Okay, so you can observe here Tj is nothing but the junction temperature, Tc is the case temperature, Ts is the sink temperature, and Ta is the ambient temperature. Similarly, Rjc is the thermal resistance from the junction to case, Rcs is the thermal resistance from case to sink, Rsa is the thermal resistance from sink to the ambient, and this Pt is the total power dissipation, the maximum power dissipation, that is Pt. Now we can express this Pt in terms of Tj, Tc, Ts, Ta and these thermal resistances. So always the maximum power dissipation, it will be specified for 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we need to check this ambient temperature and the thermal resistances in order to operate the device safely without heating. So now let us write what is the maximum power dissipation Pt in terms of the temperature and the thermal resistances. So here you can first write the case temperature which is Tc. So the case temperature Tc is nothing but the junction temperature Tj minus the maximum power dissipation into the resistance, that is Pt into Rjc. Similarly, we can write sink temperature Ts as Tc minus Rcs into Pt. Next is the ambient temperature. The ambient temperature can be written as Ts minus Rsa into Pt. So what is the junction temperature minus ambient temperature? So this junction temperature minus the ambient temperature comes out to be Pt into Rjc plus Rcs plus Rsa. So from this we can obtain what is the maximum power dissipation. Okay. So next is the last one is the breakdown voltage. So what is meant by breakdown voltage? Breakdown voltage is nothing but the maximum voltage between any two terminals. Voltage, what we do, we measure across any two terminals. So breakdown voltage is nothing but the voltage between the two terminals. So what will happen to the third terminal? So the third terminal is either open, shorted, or it will be biased in forward direction or reverse direction. So we have the three breakdown voltages which will be specified in the data sheet, that is VEBO. VEBO is nothing but the voltage between the emitter terminal and the base terminal with the third terminal, that is collector, which is open. O indicates it is open. Similarly, the next breakdown voltage is VCEV, or it will be VCEX. So as you can observe here, it is the voltage across the collector and emitter terminal with the base terminal which is applied with a negative voltage. Okay. And the last one is VCEO. SUS, that is sustaining voltage. SUS is sustaining. So it is the collector to emitter voltage with the base open circuited. It is the maximum sustaining voltage across the collector and emitter terminal. So this rating will specify the maximum collector current and the voltage with a specified value of load inductance. So these are the switching limits of transistors. Next video we will see how can we control the base current in a transistor. Thank you.